Hey guys, Camp 15 back with my Uncle Daryl, and we're back with an NFL predictions. It's been a while since we did this. Like, I think the last NFL predictions video was like week 4 or 5.
Yeah, it has been a while, but it's been a lot of drama that pretty much kept us um from doing these things. So
Yeah,
go figure.
yeah, but we're back. Week 9. All I can say is the last few weeks, NFL has been interesting. It has been interesting. With where things are going. Obviously, the trade deadline made some things interesting as well, not only for our Chicago Bears but for other teams as
Yeah,
well. Yeah, let's get to it. We're not going to talk about any of the games last week because I didn't catch any of them. But yeah, but
I'm pretty sure we both picked the Cowboys, though.
oh yeah, yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways, tonight, Thursday night, game, Philadelphia versus Houston Texans. Philadelphia.
Enough said.
Yeah, I don't know if Robert Quinn's gonna play this game. I guess he would play this game. Don't know. We'll see. But this should be just an absolute blowout. Whoever decided to put this game on the schedule for a Thursday night primetime game, I have no clue.
Are they in Houston or Philadelphia?
They're in Houston.
They're in Houston. It might be a little competitive. Who
It
knows,
could
man?
be.
Lovey Smith does seem to do really well with his defense, good enough for the Texans to stay competitive. So, I mean, I don't foresee Philadelphia putting up a 50 spot or 40 spot, but I can see something like 30-20 or 30-17 or
Yeah.
something like
Okay. Next game. Our Chicago Bears versus Miami Dolphins in Chicago. The way Tua Tagovailoa is saying, like, yeah, that field is it's gonna be in bad shape. I'm like, oh, well, then that plays to our advantage. Then, if you're going by that logic, but just from what happened yesterday and the moves the Bears made, getting rid of Robert Quinn and then Roquan Smith, I don't know if Claypool will play this week because
that. Mhm.
we'll see. If he does, I can only envision they would tell him in the freaking huddle, just run a slant or just run a freaking go route, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm going Miami. I think it's going to be another blow. I think the Bears will try to make it as competitive as it can be, like that Cowboys game. But I just think the offensive firepower Miami's got going is going to be too good for the Bears. I think Miami's going to have a really good rushing game, and then when you factor Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle into the effect, I thought the defensive back didn't have a good game last week because they could barely stop CeeDee Lamb because for some reason they didn't game plan. I think the Miami Dolphins should easily handle the Bears. Maybe it will be a good, game for like maybe a half, maybe a first half. And then, when halftime goes on, Miami will make adjustments. I understand the Bears are good at making adjustments after halftime, but I think after that, Miami will just run through the Bears and everything.
Are they in Chicago?
Yeah, they're in Chicago. I said it.
They're in Chicago. Um, I don't think it'll be a blowout. I do think Miami will win, but if I'm correct, Eberflus likes a lineup that can really fly to the football. And I think that was one of the problems with Roquan Smith. He just couldn't fly to the football like, let's just say, Shaq Leonard could when in Indianapolis. That said, I expect the defense to show up, unlike what they did against Dallas. I expect them to be a little bit lighter and fly to the football the way Coach Eberflus wants. So I do think Miami will win, but I do think the Bears defense will be competitive. Keep in mind now the Bears have also put up in the last 2 weeks 62 points.
Yep.
So that's actually pretty good. So I honestly think if they keep doing some of the same things they've been doing, put Justin Fields on the run the ball. I mean, what, 3 straight weeks with over 200 yards on the ground? That's a really good formula for winning a football game. And I think Miami is probably going to want to play fast. But if the Bears do what they've been doing offensively for the last couple of weeks, I think they can get this game. Unfortunately, I just don't think enough. They got enough defensively to be able to take care of Waddle and Hill. So I think Miami will probably come away with a victory in this game.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Next game. The Los Angeles Chargers versus the Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh, that's
The
a
game's
good
gonna be in Atlanta.
one.
I'm still gonna go Chargers, but I feel like this game could be a very close game here. I think maybe the Chargers so far haven't looked too good this year. If anything, they kind of been underwhelming. And the Atlanta Falcons, they've been fairly good this season. There's an argument that can be made that they should be the division leader. Actually, let me check the standings,
I
actually.
think they are. They won last week, 37-34. And they're another team that likes to rip and run the ball with the power run. And they, for once, implemented Kyle Pitts.
Oh yeah, they're the division leader, but
into
the
their
argument could be
offense.
said that they potentially could be 5-3 because
Yeah,
that whole
they lost some close ones. And they, just like the Bears, like to put the ball on the ground with a slew of running backs by committee. And yeah, you like the Chargers?
I think I'm gonna go Chargers by 3.
I think I'm gonna go Falcons. I'm
Okay.
gonna go Falcons because of everything that happens, what they do when they're at home, man. They seem to play really good football when they're at home.
Yeah. I think Cordell Patterson's actually coming back this game, but we'll see. We'll see.
Maybe. Maybe. Um, I read that he's gonna be a game time decision or something like that. But I mean, even still though, even without him, again, they still have not really um stop doing what they normally do, which is run the ball. So it doesn't seem to who's in the backfield. They're running with them. And they also traded Calvin Ridley to the
Yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's looks
I
like
think I think that bridge was already burned.
well, no, it was burned, but all I'm saying is that that you got closure as far as what's going to happen
Mhm.
with the Falcons. I like the Falcons in this game.
Okay. Next game, the Carolina Panthers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals are the home team in this game.
Yep.
Cincinnati should handle their business with
Do they have well, yeah, they're at home. So yeah, they should, with or without Jamar Chase. So yeah, with or without them, they should be able to handle it. For the most part, Carolina's a lame duck team. The only thing they really got is DJ Moore. He had a fantastic game last week. So
stupid penalty though.
huh?
Stupid penalty though.
Well, yeah, but he still had a great game. So I mean, but the Bengals are trying to play for they got bigger fish to fry. So I like the Bengals this game.
Yep. Next game. That is the Green Bay Packers versus Detroit Lions.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if the Detroit Lions win this game?
It would be.
It would be wonderful. Wonderful. I mean, are they in Detroit?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna go Detroit.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Detroit. And you know what? It might just be my hatred speaking, or me just wanting to pick a team when it's down. But I think the Packers are fading fast. Packers are fading fast, man. All the drama that happened with Claypool and the Bears traded their 43. I wish they would have traded the Ravens pick, but no, they traded their 43. And guess who was 44? It was the Packers. So the Packers are just like saying, well, you know what? Hell, if the Bears did their 43, how come we couldn't trade for Claypool, needing a wide receiver? And we got 44.
Simple, because the Steelers understand that the Bears are going to be a worse team than what the Packers are going to be.
Correct. So anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Detroit this game. They're starting to get back healthy again. I think against the Dolphins, they almost put up another 30. I expect them to put up another 30 in this game as well, too. So I'm gonna go with the Lions.
As much as I want to go the Lions, I'm just gonna go with my head pick. And that's I have to go Green Bay. I just
Oh,
think
you're not gonna be emotional like your uncle.
no. I think one, I would have given Detroit a good chance if they didn't trade away TJ Hawkinson to the freaking Minnesota Vikings.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Um,
That's true.
so I think again, Green Bay is going to be fueled by their run. Again, I don't know how Detroit is against the wrong run defense because I
Oh,
don't
I mean,
watch.
they're horrible defensively.
Yeah,
They're
then
horrible defensively. But at the same time, the Packers aren't great offensively.
yeah,
Rodgers has no one he can trust other than the running backs.
yeah, but I'm still going to go Green Bay. I think Green Bay should win this
All
game,
right,
maybe
we'll see.
maybe by 10 points or maybe by two scores. We'll see. Maybe the Lions can
Either
juke.
way it go, you're gonna be sad because if the Lions win, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I should have went with the Lions. But if the Packers win, you're gonna be like, oh golly gee, I hate the Packers. So either way, it's a win-win for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
But
right.
yeah.
Moving on to the next game. The Colts at the New England Patriots. I'm just gonna go with the Patriots here, even though they're not a good team themselves. The Colts, man, after losing that game to the Commanders, they're just an
Yeah.
absolute free fall.
Yeah. They
I
basically
think we
went with
can.
a rookie quarterback. So
I think Sam
not good.
Ellinger. I did catch that last drive. They tried to at least try to win the game or tie the game, I believe.
Yeah,
And Michael Pittman dropped a wide open pass right then and there,
that's true.
which would have put them
That's
at
true.
midfield and
That's
made
true.
the drive a lot easier for them.
That's
Um,
true. But we are now talking about the Patriots in Foxborough against a quarterback who is making his second career start.
yeah. I think New England's going to win this game. Again, it's going to continue this Indianapolis free fall of the Colts where Chris Ballard and Frank Wright are pretty much legitimately on the hot seat, and Chris
Yeah,
Ballard could probably fire them the next day.
yeah. I think the owner's gonna beat Chris Ballard to the punch though, because I mean, um, yeah, I can see Chris Ballard, getting fired himself, and they just doing an overhaul of the entire team.
Yeah.
It looks like that's what they're doing. They traded Naheem Himes. Jonathan Taylor is basically on one leg. So yeah, it looks like the Colts are going to be rebuilding. So I expect them to shut down Taylor at some point this season.
Yeah. Going New England.
And I hate that because he's in my fantasy league.
New England.
New England. New England.
Okay. Yeah. That you just go back to Indianapolis when freaking Andrew Luck just retired abruptly. It just messed him up.
That should have said something right there and then about the administration and Indy. I don't know if it's Irsay or was Ballard with them at the time?
Yep.
He was with him at the time. Yeah, that to me that speaks volumes as far as management with a team when a franchise quarterback like Andrew Luck just calls it quit out of the clear blue sky like the way he did.
Yeah. Next game, the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. I'm gonna go Bills in this game. I think the Bills are honestly gonna blow out the Jets. Now I think the Jets defense will try to make it as competitive as it can be because that's how they've typically been playing pretty hard.
Yeah.
But that offense, even though they got a lot of weapons out there, the one thing I've been seeing out of the Jets circle is the fact that Zach Wilson has still been pretty bad. Like you have Elijah Moore coming out saying like, "Well, I don't get the ball thrown to me, so I wouldn't know."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I like the Bills too, but uh Coach Saleh has really got the Jets playing really hard. So defensively, they should be able to stay in the game. The question is offensively, can the Jets offense get them 20 points? Because I can see this game somewhere around, 23-20, 26-23, last minute field goal or something like that. Because the Jets defense does play very hard. I can't see a blowout in New York. I can't see it. Yeah, that's not to say it won't happen, but I can't see it happen. So I'll say it'll be a close game, but I just think the Jets offense is going to really have trouble scoring the football.
Yeah, and I know it happened 2 weeks ago, but Brees Hall he came down with ACL injury, so that
Right.
ended the season. So
And they got Michael Carter and they traded for James Robinson. So that might help. But yeah, Zach Wilson still is having issues putting the ball in the air to wide receivers. He's finding running backs and tight ends, and the Jets do seem to do, a lot of college plays that he's familiar with and things of that nature. A lot of trickery, but that ain't gonna work with the Bills, man. They gotta, come up with some kind of way to get the ball outside the numbers and down the field.
Yep. Next game, Minnesota Vikings versus the Washington Commanders. This game's in Washington, and with this whole drama going on about Dan Snyder potentially selling the team,
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm still gonna go Minnesota for this game. I just think they have more offensive firepower. I think they have a better defense than Washington. But who knows? Washington could potentially make it a game and actually surprise Minnesota because Minnesota,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Minnesota is privy to I guess you could say keeping their opponents in the game.
Yeah. Because they do get a tendency of playing. And I honestly thought Minnesota was going to open up the playbook and do a lot of 5 wide. They still doing the same stuff: run the ball left, run the ball right, play action, check down to the tight ends a lot. So Hockenson is going to help them a lot. I don't know if he's going to play. I know Irv Smith is out with a high ankle sprain, so that's probably why they pushed the switch on Hockenson. But yeah, I like the Vikings this game too. Although Taylor Heineke is going to be pretty good, he's a really good, stopgap kind of quarterback. So I can see the Vikings, 23-14 or 20-10 or something of that nature.
Yeah. All right.
But I'm picking the Vikings.
Yeah, I got you for many.
All right.
All right. Next game. Las Vegas versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going Jacksonville. I just think Jacksonville is just a better team at this moment. And then the Raiders, oh God. Derek Carr doesn't look impressive. Josh McDaniels, dude's not a head coach. He might honestly be getting fired after this year.
Yeah, I gotta admit, man. I'm gonna go Jacksonville too. Jacksonville has been competitive in every game that I can think of that they played. Even when they played Philadelphia, even though Philadelphia, I think, got them by 9, I believe, they were still competitive early in that game. I think they they were down big and they came back in that game, I believe. So, and the Raiders, man, they got shut out last week by New Orleans, man. Come on. I mean, there's something going on in that locker room, something going on with that coach. I don't know. Maybe, McDaniels is a lifetime coordinator instead of a head coach. But, yeah, I mean, you got that offense and you're going to sit up here and try to tell me that you can't even put together a touchdown. I mean, Josh Jacobs is having a career year. You potentially got the best wide receiver in the league in Devontae Adams. And you're going to sit up here and tell me that you can't put up any kind of score. The Raiders in trouble, man. I'm going with Jacksonville too.
It's looking like they probably should have just kept Rick Bisaccia as the head coach and just not went that direction.
Yep.
I think Josh McDaniels, which I think he is, if he gets fired after this year, he's never getting another head coaching job again.
I agree because he bombed in Denver. I think Indianapolis wanted him too. And he didn't take that job, but yeah, it's something going on, and man, this is bad. It's bad. I feel for Raiders fans because they do deserve better. They do. Raiders fans are not bad. They're not Cowboys fans. They're not Eagles fans. They're not delusional. They're crazy, but
I live in California, so there's some pretty delusional Raider fans. Yeah, there's some Raider fans.
Super Bowl every year delusion like the Cowboy fans. I don't see that with the Raiders.
I wouldn't say it like that, but they're pretty crazy when it comes to hyping up their team.
No, I got you. Hype up your team. We all hype up our team, but we don't get crazy like Cowboys fans. They'll go 0-16, and we're going to Super Bowl next year. They come in every year, Super Bowl.
It must be the element that I live in California because
I guess so. I guess so. Because over here, the Raiders fans I know, Yeah, they not like that. They're stuck in reality like us Bears fans.
Yeah, you know, I either see out here in California, even in Southern California, I either see Raider fans, for or 49er fans, little tiny Rams fans, some Chargers fans here and then
Yeah.
everybody else is open up to whatever team they like.
So I get you. You probably got a nice little healthy mix of the California teams down there, but even still, though, I can't imagine they come into this. They're like Cowboys and Eagles and Steelers fans to the point where, hey man, we expect the Super Bowl every year. Come
Yeah.
on now. I don't see that out of the California teams the fans that I'm friends with.
Yeah. Next game, Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals. The game's gonna be in Arizona. Even though that, I'm gonna go Seattle because I just remember when I was saying, "Oh, what's Seattle gonna do? They're gonna be nothing in the freaking when it was preseason." Then, my God, they've been honestly, if you ask me, the most shocking team of the year. I didn't see this. Geno Smith is crazy playing good. You ask me, most improved player or comeback player of the year, definitely
Yep.
Geno Smith right then and there. Kenneth Walker, he's freaking good. He's pretty
Yep.
much now their new version of Marshawn Lynch.
Yep.
They already got the weapons there.
With speed.
Yeah.
With speed.
They already have, established weapons with Metcalf and Lockett.
That's correct.
I think Seattle's going to win by 2 scores this game.
I like Seattle this game as well, too. And additionally, I want to tack on a little bit. Pete Carroll is coach of the year.
Fair enough.
Pete Carroll now has done an amazing job after all the flack he still deals with the flack about that Super Bowl too. He still deals with it, and look what he's doing. He basically taken a journeyman quarterback and made him a Pro Bowler.
Yeah. Arizona, they're just not playing too good right now. I think the writing's on the wall eventually. Cliff Kingsbury will probably get fired. We'll see.
Yeah,
Arizona's right. They're a hot and cold team. One week they could be really good, and then the next week they could be like, what the heck?
They're reeling. They're another team that's on the way down, but a lot of times it's just, they do it to themselves. The whole thing about Kyler Murray and his contract situation, not reading the playbook and it being in the contract and things of that nature, when that stuff goes public, it just doesn't make you look good. And then when you complain about it and then get on the field and you play like you ain't read a playbook, and what is people gonna say?
Yeah.
But I like Seattle too.
Okay. I already put you down. Next game, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh.
Now the game's in Tampa Bay, but even then, I'm still going to go the Rams. I think right now they just look like the better team compared to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just from the standpoint, Tampa Bay, they did not look impressive on offense, and then this past week they did not look impressive on defense. They got a lot of guys on defense that are injured right now, which if that's the case, the Rams are going to easily take that defense apart. Again, this whole thing with Tampa Bay, the Tom Brady situation, already having his divorce with Giselle, yada, yada, yada. It's just not looking good for Tampa Bay. They look like they're in an absolute free fall right now. If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can somehow pick up a win here, hey, it'll at least right the ship for them in some case. But if it was me, I think they really need to get this game, but I'm still going to go with the Rams to win this game. Even though they got blown up by San Francisco last week, I just think that they're going to I just think overall they're just a better team. They got the better offense. Well, I think their offense flows a little bit better than where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense is flowing right now. And then their defense overall has played slightly better this year compared to the Tampa Bay defense.
I think eventually the Buccaneers are going to right the ship. The division is still within their hands. I think they're going to right the ship and win this game. Is it going to be easy with all the troubles that they face? No. And the Brady hasn't really looked good all year long. I'm pretty sure it's because all the personal stuff that's been going on. And maybe if that's coming to some kind of conclusion, we'll see if that affects him to a point whereas he can play better football. But yeah, I think eventually Tampa Bay has got to right the ship. So I think I'm gonna pick Tampa Bay to win this game, but mostly because they are at home.
Yeah. The Sunday night football game is the Tennessee Titans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe Malik Willis is starting this game.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna go Kansas City because not only they're at home, they're just a better team than the Tennessee Titans, and plus, I don't trust a rookie quarterback going into that environment at this stage in a pretty much a primetime game. Like that's a big
yeah,
time spotlight right there.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm going Kansas City. I just think it's gonna be too much for Tennessee or Malik Willis to overcome. But if Malik Willis shows out, then okay, we'll see.
Well, I think they got the formula to beat Kansas City. Run the ball, stop the ball. The quarterback don't make any mistakes, which is exactly how they won last week. Get a ball to Derrick Henry left, give it to him right, give it to him up the middle for 235 carries. Problem is that, I think Kansas City is going to be geared up to make Willis throw the football, put 8-9 in the box, and dare him to throw the football. So it's going to be an interesting dichotomy of football strategies. So I think Tennessee is going to want to chew clock. If Tennessee can get up, what I'd say maybe 35 minutes time possession, there's a good chance of them they're going to win this football game. So I still like Kansas City though. So, but this is going to be one that's going to be interesting to watch. I think this one is going to be one of the ones I might actually tune in to see.
Yeah. Yeah, Sunday night. Monday
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
Monday night is the Baltimore Ravens at the New Orleans Saints. I'm just gonna go with Baltimore this game. Yeah, the Saints had I guess you would call something impressive. You shut down another opponent's offense that's pretty actually well, it's supposed to be good.
Yeah.
But still, even then, I think the Ravens are a better team. I don't know if Roquan Smith will be playing this game. I guess we'll see. For this game, but maybe he will. We'll see. I think Lamar Jackson's gonna continue to show more MVP stuff and everything. Simple as that. He was at the AEW show last night with Chris Jericho saying he would kick his ass. So
I saw that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm going Baltimore.
Baltimore's got problems though. Rashard Bateman not gonna play. Mark Andrews is going to be a game time decision. He may not play. So offensively, they may have to put in, it's going to be an interesting package. And I'm going to probably try to tune in to this one as well too. But it's going to be interesting to see how Baltimore runs their offense if they don't have those two guys in. And, just like with anything else, when you got guys down, next man up, they got to step up and perform. So we'll see if they do. But I do like Baltimore as well, even though they're on the road and the Superdome is not a really great place to win at. So I'm like 51% Baltimore and 49% New Orleans in this game. So, but I do like that. For me, the X factor is always Lamar Jackson. So I think he can actually do what's necessary to get them a W.
Yeah. So we're both going Baltimore. Most of our picks this week are kind of just in agreement because at this point we kind of seen what teams are who and everything.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Any before we get out of here, any trade deadline moves other than I guess the Bears that caught your eye? I guess one was the whole Bradley Chubb to the Miami Dolphins. It just shows me the Dolphins are going all in to try to win the championship and potentially try to win the division. They already have a division win against the Bills. They already got a prominent pass rusher, Bradley Chubb. Only thing that's going to help them out in their pursuit to try to win the AFC East and then get to the Super Bowl this year. But they have a first-round pick for Bradley Chubb, which, again, that shows me, hey, you're just hopefully this year is the year for you guys.
Yeah, and they needed a pass rusher to go up against a team like Buffalo in that division anyway. So the trade makes sense. I kind of thought that the Bears were going to deal Montgomery. I really kind of hope that they would deal Montgomery to see if they can try to recoup that second round or maybe even another third or fourth. But all in all, there's really not much that I can comment on. The Brady divorce, I think it's final. So now he can actually move on and maybe play some really good football to close the year out. Other than that, I really just don't see anything else that really strikes my eye. It wouldn't shock me if New Orleans wins at home. But other than that, yeah, there's really nothing much that I can think of right now at this time.
All right. Anyways, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We'll be back next week to give our recap of week 9 and then our predictions for week 10. So yeah, but anyways, guys, like the video, leave a like. Put in the
What game is tonight?
Philadelphia versus Houston.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that game comes on at 2:00 in the morning my time. I think I'll wait for the recap.
Yeah, and then there's really no. Let me check. Let me check any other NBA wise. There's no NBA and TNT. Only games are only 2 games, and NBA TV game is Nuggets versus Thunder.
When are we doing our first NBA video?
I don't know. I
mean, we can wait.
Sometime November.
Yeah, I'm about to say we can wait because right now, man, everyone is just really filling each other out.
Yeah.
So no one's really separating themselves from the pack, even though
the only big news.
Even Milwaukee's undefeated, but I can't really say that they're really being impressive,
Yeah. The only big thing that's coming out in the NBA in terms of this news is probably this Josh Primo stuff with the Spurs. And then
you got
obviously
Josh Primo with the Spurs, and then you got knucklehead Kyrie Irving. He can't seem to keep his mouth closed.
And the entire Nets organization as a whole.
Yeah.
Only biggest news.
Yeah.
But I talk about it.
And it's non-basketball related.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with basketball. It just got everything to do with, Kyrie being Kyrie.
Yeah. I did, before we did this video, I did do my Clippers recap of the Rockets game. So yeah, the only other content NBA wise is me just talking about the Clippers on a weekly or on a game basis as much as I can catch the games. Only other sporting event that's probably of intrigue is the Astros versus Phillies, which is a pivotal game 5. One that I think the Phillies got to win.
I know we don't have a lot of time. I am so loving this World Series. I mean, how many World Series can you honestly say when you would have a shutout in which a team hits 5 home runs, and then the next game they get no hit?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to watch the game 5 because it's pivotal. If Phillies don't get this game, they might lose game 6.
Yeah, I agree. I think whoever wins this game wins the series, just like with any other game 5. But I mean, it's just how the Astros, they just bounce back from losses is a testament to their character, even though a lot of teams and players around the league will say that they have none because of all the cheating accusations. But everybody cheats in baseball, in my opinion. So but this, for me, this series has been absolutely fantastic. I kind of
wish I've been busy. I wish I kind of caught more of the series.
Oh man, for me, Kyle Schwarber hitting a home run is probably the best thing in baseball for me. I love Kyle as a player. He seems to be a great dude, but when he puts the bat on the ball, man, I mean, it's an amazing thing to watch. And in game 3, when he struck gold 420 feet over the center field wall, that was pretty cool for me. And I never thought I would probably see anything as great as that in this series until the next game. Astros play lights out, and Phillies couldn't even put the ball in. They barely put the ball in play.
Yeah. So Yeah, I guess the best game to watch is probably that World Series game because really, who cares about Philadelphia versus Houston unless you're one of those two fans, and then unless you're fans of the NBA team, which is only games where are the Nuggets and the Thunder and the Magic the Golden
Mhm.
State at Magic. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And just like with anything else, the NBA really don't get interesting until after the All-Star break.
yeah. So it might be a while before we
Yeah,
do an
I
NBA
can, if you
crossover.
decide to wait until the new year, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Unless there's something that really dramatic happens, like someone scores 70 points or something like that, and we gotta, but yeah, right now for me, the games really don't get great and until the games get interesting. They don't get interesting until after the All-Star break.
Anyways, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Again, hit the like button if you like this video. Again, hit that comment section, your thoughts on the NFL predictions, some of your thoughts on the trade deadline moves and stuff like that, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Cam 315 content on the channel in
Like
terms
again,
of sports.
I'm liking it. I've already subscribed, so I'm just like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get out of here, guys. Catch you guys next video.
All right.
Till then, guys. Peace.